Hi, welcome to Highland Homesteading. Today we're talking about vermicomposting, and this is a really easy vermicomposting bin setup that you can make using 3 5-gallon buckets and a lid. So what you want to do is you want to drill a whole bunch of 1/8 inch holes with a 1/8 inch drill bit on the lid for aeration. You want to drill 1/8 inch holes on the top of the bucket so that you have some aeration there, and then you want to put some on the bottom as well with a 3/16 inch drill bit. There's Scout, the farm dog. What's up, Scout? So you do that with one bucket, and then you do it with a second bucket. So we have a second bucket over here, and how you want to start is get some shredded newspaper, or these are just from our paper shredder from different bills and mail that we've received. And so you can see the 3/16 inch holes there, and what that allows the worms to do is, when you have, you can see in here we've got a bunch of old food that's getting kind of moldy. There's some old carrots, and underneath here you'll see we got a whole bunch of worms. You can see we got one on the side here crawling up, but this stuff right here is the vermicompost, and that stuff is great. You can see some of it on the sides here. It's also known as worm castings, and it might look a little bit disgusting to you here because this is food that is rotting and being decomposed by the worms. But we bought about 1,000 red wigglers. That's what these guys are, and we got ours on eBay, and they got shipped to us, and it was a hot day, so we were kind of worried, but they arrived and were healthy. And we started out with a bucket like this, and you want to moisten that newspaper or paper shreds, and then put the worms on top of that, and then give them some food. And they don't like citrus, they don't like quite a few different things. You can look up what red wigglers like and what they don't like. Melon rinds are one of their favorites, coffee grounds, things like that. But onions and potatoes and citrus peels they don't like. So anyway, you can find out more about them. But basically, once they start digesting all of this food, you can put the second bucket right on top. Let me get this one worm out of here so he doesn't get squished. So you put the second bucket on top like that, and the worms will migrate up through those holes on the bottom and migrate to the top. Now you want to let them do that for about a couple weeks, and then you also probably want to take some of that vermicompost from below and just put it into the new bucket so you get some of their eggs, and so that they feel comfortable with their new surroundings as they migrate up. But that's basically it. You just you use these 2 buckets with the holes, and you let the worms migrate up, and then you take the bottom bucket where there's no more worms left after a few weeks of them migrating, and you just go and dump that out into your garden. And you can see some of the worms have migrated down, but this liquid at the bottom is known as compost tea, or some other people call it, worm urine or whatever. But it's really good for your plants. It's got lots of nutrients, and you want to make sure that your worms stay pretty moist in here, but not too moist. If they get too wet, you can add, some paper shreddings like this to kind of sop up some of the moisture. But you don't want it to get too dry. If it dries out, that'll kill the worms, and you'll see like after a big rain, when the sun comes out, the worms will get all dried up, and that's sad. You don't want your worms dying. They're working hard for you. So it's an easy system to create some really fertile compost for your garden and your potted plants. So I'm Nick from Highland Homesteading. Thanks so much for watching. We'll have more videos for you real soon.